So, happy full moon. I want to come over here on the past few days to talk about some things. But of course, honey, busy mind, girl, I gotta focus. And y'all remember back in the day, honey, I was doing so much back in the day, it wasn't even funny. I'll be doing casework, I'll be doing reading, I'll be doing my adult things, I'll be giving everyone in my personal life their time, and then I will get back to myself. And y'all, oh my goodness, that was draining the fuck out of me. But now I've learned to pace myself and kind of organize my steps to reduce my stress levels and anxiety. And y'all, it's been very beneficial. So of course, today, you guys, I'm here very well, maybe I shouldn't say it because I feel like every time I say it, girl, I'm here. I feel like I'm here longer than I should be. Okay. So I want to just go into some things. I do want to say this is the full moon. There's a lot of, I think this is the last super moon of the year. There's just a lot of good energy that we're going to be closing out this year with, celestially, universally. And so either way, you guys, I did mention we have that protection called Goddess Fierce water, which is a protective water, and it's $50 for that. And shout out for those of you who actually hit me up and actually asked questions and or purchased it without me posting on the blog spot. I was take out that if there's services you need or items you need and I have not posted it, we haven't really discussed it, definitely do not hesitate to send me an email about it, okay? And so either way, today, okay, only, and of course it could be for any other time frame. I'm going to say up until probably the first week of January. We're going to do 3-day protective work for $100, and we're going to do 21 days of protective work for $300. And of course, there's a reason for those days being worked. And of course, if you just want a boost, or you already kind of know what you want and you just need some energy to kind of back you up, you need some what they say, backbone energy, supportive energy, that will be the 3 days. If you're wanting some deep stuff done, that would be the 21 days. And so, yes, that's what we're doing for today only. But like I said, you can pay for it today and you can actually do this at any time. Now, there is a consultation fee, but, and I just got it to y'all less than 30 minutes ago. And I was like, let me get this out the way so I'm never going to be able to do it. If you are wanting, well, there's the consultation fee, but of $30. But if you decide to do the work, this consultation fee will be refunded back to you. The reason why we do consultation fees, y'all, because I've noticed that people do not like to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And I've learned that this is a trauma stress, a traumatic stress symptom, if that makes sense. I think when people are in a distress, I think when people are in panic mode, their coping mechanism, intentionally or unintentionally, this is why, because like I said, I like being honest, direct, and upfront, y'all. And friendships, relationships have been ended, business connections have been ended behind of some people just not wanting to hear the truth, right? And of course, when it comes to me telling the truth, I don't be like, bitch, I want to let you know you need to lose some weight. You're 100 pounds overweight and you're going to die if you don't. I'm not that blunt with it, but clearly, honey, if you're going to be telling me, that a wig is dry, you telling me that I'm dressing like a 70-year-old woman, Not saying that's ever happened, but we use it as an example. Then I feel like I can tell you, bitch, yeah, you look like a hoe, and or you look like you sick, bitch. The sickness don't look too nice on you, babe. Yes, if you could dish it, I can dish it. Okay, and so either way, people do not like to tell the truth. I think when it is, the whole truth, they like to tell bits and pieces of the truth. And I was even talking about this to one of my sisters the other day, that people will tell you the most important parts. And I believe it's like a sympathy thing, right? Like they would tell you the most important part, like if they were a victim of abuse, so they were a victim of, something traumatic, they'll say, hey, this happened to me. And then they will concoct the story for you to still be on their side throughout the whole story, right? And for me personally, and maybe because I'm a healed person or I'm working on my healing constantly, I'm going to tell you the whole truth about the story, how I got in that position, and you can decide if you want to still support me or not, because I don't really tell people stories for support. I usually tell people stories to vent. So I don't need you to support my decision in what I did and how it potentially backfired on me. And so, and I'll go into that as well. But yes, y'all, protective work, protective water, definitely send an email to experiencemistakes@gmail.com. It is also scrolling across the screen. And today I'll be responding to that. Today I will also try to do later for you guys a Beyond the 11th Gate, because there's so much that we can tap into and discuss, because there's a lot of things that just kind of get brought up and then people just let go. Okay. That is, supernatural. The title of this video, you guys, is Reign Forever. Can we just clap for that? Okay. Reigning forever. Now we know that reign, REIGN, deals with some type of superiority, some type of authoritative, some type of classification of some type of energy on a different type of level, right? Because of course you have rain, like water falling, but you have reign when it comes to like terms of, let's say, kingdomship or queendomship. Although the Bible, you guys, have been dissected, and I feel like because the energy is shifting on this planet and people are realizing that love is not found in religion, that love, there's aspects of love in religion, but religion is not love. Although it teaches love, although it teaches kindness, although it teaches patience, that is not the whole truth or the whole aspect of love. So regardless of people stating that the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, or any type of ancient scriptures, because by the way, noted publicly and privately, the eldest living religion that truly have a long-standing history is Hinduism. They don't know the origins of Hinduism, but they know there's power in that religion, right? And of course, this religion teach you discipline. And that's another important aspect to know when it comes to religions and stuff. So when it comes to the spiritual people, we've always found discipline and or found courage or any type of leveling up in religious context. Because of course you have Buddhist witch, if you want to put it like that. You have Jewish witches. You have Christian witches, you have Satanist witches, and you also have Hindu witches. Can we talk about it? Hello? And like I said, we won't get too deep into it because I want to keep my time here, at a certain time. So although we're finding that scriptures have been mistranslated, and we're finding that scriptures have been, revised for the manipulation and or the direction of those people that were in power during that time, that power in these books still reign. That power in these books still is real. It's more real than anybody that just sit in front of the camera up on a mic and would just tell you words, what we call babbling. People have used the Bible and many other religious scriptures to heal ailments. They've used these scriptures to bring in prosperity and abundance. They've used these scriptures to stop certain things in tracks. And a lot of times it was life or death situations. And it wasn't God, or excuse me, it wasn't that religion or that book that say that God or what he needed to be. It was that book awakening something, unlocking something. And we always teach, especially going into the Bible magic class, that unlocks something within your DNA coding, because the Bible, just like many other religious books, have some type of unlocking, some type of metaphysical coding. And you as the reader, your brain is so amazing that it reads it and it knows how to interpret it and also apply it to where it needs to be applied to. It's very similar to RNA and DNA. When you consume food or you consume supplements, it all goes through your body. But your body is smart enough to grab. It's like a rotating table, y'all, like a floating, what they call a rotating sushi table or sushi bar, where the sushi go down this bowl and you grab what you need and let the rest keep going. That's how your body is. And so it's so amazing when you step back. Oh, come on in here. Woo. It's so amazing when you step back and you allow your body, or we're going to say bodies, do what it knows to do, because it's been programmed to naturally do things for thousands, if not millions or billions of years, however long this DNA has been on this planet. Because of course we could all assume, but there's no factual evidence, okay? Because even those who are scientists and all for the good stuff, y'all, they all have an agenda. So I want you to understand that the power that is taught in these religious scriptures will reign forever. It started before you came, and it's going to still be here after you're gone. The hardest part, or I would say the part that doesn't make sense to people, is when people dissect and take pieces and it only uses pieces that suit their needs, right? Like, hey, I'm going to talk about, anti-homosexual, anti-prostitution, anti-this, anti-that. When reality, there's a whole bunch of sins and abomination or disgustions or things that, the Most High or the universal God or gods would find quite disturbing. And including, and we're going to say this, it goes into certain religious beliefs. They believe that eating garlic is dirty. Certain religions believe that consuming garlic is an abomination to the God, and that you will not have no place in any type of heavenly realm. They believe that when a woman is on her period, that she is unclean. But nobody talked about that, though. They want to point out things that really doesn't matter. I don't care what another man or another woman does, because, girl, I even stopped caring about people collectively as a group, girl. Hello. I have to let God come on in and say, baby, let that go. That's not your fight. If people see people like you, okay, keyword people like you, as men in wigs and all that good stuff, girl, that is not your fight to fight. What matters is the people that you come into connection with, what you have done for them to see you the way they see you. And that's what's important. My fight is not collectively, because see, individually, when you're strong individually and you come together collectively, you become even stronger. They say there's power in numbers, but there's only power in numbers when everyone that's a part of that number stands strong. A pile of weak ass people, girl, is going to get what? Bulldozered over. Hello? You can have 1,000 weak ass people fighting against 2 strong ass people, and I guarantee these 2 strongest people can whoop every motherfucking all these people motherfucking asses. And of course, we're not talking about really, y'all, but we're just saying, metaphysically, we're talking about, we're speaking parably. We're speaking, we're just giving examples of things, honey. Hello? And so this is what's important. Finding your place, y'all, because religion is not the whole answer. If you resonate more towards the teachings of Christianity, this is what allow you to study and become a part of that crew. But of course, this is not for you to, and I think this is why God, the Spirit of God, is raining and pouring down. The Spirit of the universal God is going through every religious structure that we have had on this planet and currently right now in real time, and it's fucking everybody up. Because I think that people have done things wrongly to others, and they're doing it in the name of God. They're doing it in the name of Buddha. They're doing it in the name of this, the name of that. And at the end of the day, this is not what they told you to do. You are applying these teachings to your life to elevate your soul. It is not your job to become a Christian, a Buddhist, or any of that. And to say, well, now that I'm a part of the line, now I'm going to become like a police. I'm going to start policing other people's minds and choices. And it's like, girl, but when you die, you're not going to go to Sheol, or you're not going to go to hell for me. Hello? When you die, and of course, we're all speaking in circumstances and potential realities. You're not going to die for me and go to hell or go to heaven. So why are you concerned about what I do if you're not over here? And that's what I couldn't wrap my mind around this, y'all. I knew people. I've dated a man, and this man was so traumatized, right? And I'm just so thankful I got out that situation. But this man was so traumatized about family and friends becoming obsessed over what he was into that he was just like, fuck it. Like, I don't even know my stuff now. Like, he felt he was losing himself. And I was explaining to him during this time, y'all, and I was like, girl, like 21, 22, y'all. And I told this man, it's almost as if your aunties and your cousins want to fuck you. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, why would you be so concerned over who and what your family member or indoor son, daughter, like is dicking down or getting dicked down by? Like, why is that your concern? Because if they're just friends, or they were just having conversations, you're not concerned about them talking to that. In your mind, you're already going down to sex. Like, wait, what? He's talking to that person? Are they fucking? That's the first thing you think about. Why are you concerned about that, boo? I'm a little concerned by that. I'm a little concerned about your auntie worrying about you dicking down a transgendered or not, as if she wants it. Hello? That's, for me, that's what make me feel comfortable. Or when homeboys checking their homeboys about, oh, your girlfriend is trans. Like, why does that matter to you, bro? You trying to sleep with your friend? Because me personally, I don't give a fuck who my friends fuck with. I'm not fucking them. Honey, you could get the ugliest, most nastiest, flea-infested, germ-infested, disease, viral overload person that you can find. Baby, that's not my concern. Because I'm not sleeping with them and I'm not sleeping with you. Hello? Respectfully. Girl, honey, the what? And the same thing with me, girl. The minute that, well, hey, I don't think you should be doing anything with this man. Who said we're having anything? Bitch, that's the end of a friendship, y'all. That's the end of friendship for me, baby. Or any type of relationship, girl. I'm not going to let family and friends dictate who the fuck I'm fucking on. Because, bitch, it makes me think that you want to fuck me or you want to fuck my man. Hello? That's what it's giving, in all honesty. And so for me, I've always been uncomfortable with that people have been so obsessed with it, you know, or hey, you know, and not just the gayness or whatever, but or biness or curiosity about who people are fucking, but even like drinking and stuff. Oh, you want to change your life because God is not happy with you. But how do you know that? God told you that? How you know that? Because even if you got it in the word and the word was with God, that word is for you, baby, not for them. Because if they needed that word, they would have also grabbed the Bible like you grabbed the Bible and found some type of spirit in that. Because there are spirits in words. Hello? Because words have power. So they would read that scripture and something within their bodies would unlock if that's for them. Clearly they heard about it. Clearly they read it. Clearly they resonate with them, girl. Let's keep it pushing. You are not that authoritative figure over anybody else's life but your motherfucking self. And that'd be another thing too, y'all. This part of the world is in shambles now. The world is not in shambles because of the presidency. The world is not in shambles because of the policies and the regulations. The words are in shambles because everybody's worrying about everybody else but they goddamn motherfucking self. They're worrying about why you spending and why they not. Can we talk about it? They're worrying about why you got and why they don't. And it's like, girl, I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was a competition like that. I didn't know that we had to have the same thing. I didn't know we had to move the same way, walk the same way, talk the like. Wait, what? So for me, that's where it's at. You don't have to have my beliefs. You don't have to have my practices. You don't have to do the things I do. What I do is for me and my salvation. What I do is for me and the soothing of my my unstable, crazy ass life force in this realm, because of course we're in this realm, and of course you're while you're in this realm, you do the things that the people do in this realm. Can we talk about be another thing too, girl? You're having your own battle for your life. Okay, you trying to walk the narrow path for your sake. And within that 24-hour period, you still find time to worry about if Tom, Dick, and Harry is walking the same motherfucking line. That's not possible, baby. So while you're checking on this person not walking that faithful line, bitch, you're lacking somewhere too. And we see it with the TDJ. And we've seen it with all the other shit, girl. While they out here focused on it, and girl, there's no way. And oh, girl, this man over here, like, girl, what? Like, how do you have time to worry about what these people are doing and worry about yourself at the exact same fucking time? That's not possible. That's not possible. You cannot be worried about your line that you walk in, your path, the narrow path that you walk in, and worried about why Tom, Dick, and Harry are walking the same path. That's not possible, babe. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. And also finding like-minded people. Girl, if I'm a Christian and I have other Christian friends, I'm here to support my Christian friends. I don't have time to hit up 8 billion people in the world to convince them to become a Christian. At that point, girl, that means I'm not walking my true path. And that means ultimately I have ulterior motives. Maybe I'm trying to get people to join my congregation so I get my tithes and offerings, so I don't got to pay tax on that money. Then I can use that money to pay for my hoes and to pay for my, you know what I mean? Hello? That's all I'm saying, honey. Maybe I don't got it. Maybe I'm out here trying to recruit, because the Holy Spirit don't need nobody to go out there and recruit for them. Hello? The Holy Spirit don't need nobody to go out there and recruit for them. Bitch, stay your sinful ass in your motherfucking house. Worry about the fuck you got going on. Stop worrying about if I want to suck dick, if I want to get fucked, if I want to suck, lick on vagina, suck on dick. Like, stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about what I want to do to my body. While your body is bitch, hello? Listen. Okay? Listen. There's still healing in religious text, because once again, everything doesn't apply to you. You don't eat meat. The scriptures are not talking about you staying away from animals with this and animals with that. Hello? You don't eat it. Hello? The scriptures doesn't apply to you. If you're not a man that lays with a man and there's a scripture about that, that doesn't apply to you. Hello? And that's what that comes down to. Segueing over into the beginning, what I was going to talk about now, you know, if this person is listening throughout this, I'm okay with that. You know, well, two things actually before I get into that. I do want to say this, y'all. If you have to send me an email, a long email, let's say email longer than 2 paragraphs, and I don't even want to say 1 paragraph. I'm okay to sit down there reading 1 paragraph email. When it is a book or it is a 7 paragraph email, I cannot sit there and read all that. This is where consultations coming at, y'all, respectfully. And we kind of talked about this before. I'm always doing something with somebody for some particular reason. If it's not other people, let's say if it's not business, it's personal. If it's not personal, I'm dealing with myself. I feel like text messages and emails are meant to send simple messages, you know, just to kind of make people aware of what's going on. And then if you need to actually have a conversation, you call. I think that, you know, conversations through an email and it's one-sided, like I said, there's just that's not for me. Maybe somebody who's, you know, unemployed, maybe somebody who ain't got nothing going on, maybe somebody who likes a little bit of excitement, you know, that might work for them. But for me, you know, myself, it's not. I can't do it. So respectfully, like I've said this before, I know some people will respond back. They'll be like, I know you don't like reading long messages. I don't. And usually if I check the message and it shows that it's the longest paragraph, I either, especially if you know it, I won't read it. Yeah, I will leave that shit on me opening it, and there's no disrespect to anybody. There's just so much that I do. There's so much that I'm focused on, and like I said, reading a long email, that just I don't have the time for that. Respectfully, I don't. That's why we offer consultations, because I even think about this on the flip side too. If you were somebody who had my number and you didn't pay for any services, you'll be that one that would sit on the phone, or you would just be calling me, blowing me up. Hey, who, I gotta talk. While there's people that paid and they gotta wait until their turn to talk, right? To speak with me. So like I said, simple emails, quick emails to the point, questions, I definitely read, I definitely can respond. When I open up that email and I see that it's a long ass email, like, girl, I'm scrolling. I'm not reading that, y'all. Respectfully. Don't like me, cuss me out in your head. I mean, at this point, I really don't care. Because like I said, there's ways I do things. And, imagine there's 3 consultations booked. Girl, this is not like, I don't offer tech support. You know what I mean? Respectfully, girl, you know what I mean? Like, girl, I don't offer tech support. Like, that'd be like when you're at Xfinity or Spectrum and you over here having a conversation with them and they're like, would you like to text chat? Hell, even then I don't be texting long ass emails. I go straight to my question, let them respond and say, okay, really? And then they respond back, okay, well, really, like, it's not a long ass email, but like I get from time to time people, and I couldn't even tell you who was sending these emails. I just remember seeing the subject line, and when I click open, and girl, it'd be down to the fucking bottom. I'm like, girl, I'm not reading that, girl. Respectfully, if they don't know, I will respond back with an email and say, hey, I do consultations. The consultation is this amount. Definitely, let me know when you send over and we can talk, baby. But like I said, emailing, girl, listen, I'm sorry, honey. It is, sorry, babe. Sorry, respectfully. And I'm going to say sorry, not sorry, respectfully. I respect your time. Please respect my time. Okay. Like, I've had serious situations, doctors, I can email my doctor. I can email basically anybody that I deal with. And I will never be like, girl, let me send them a long ass paragraph. Like, girl, I want you to respond first. And then in our conversation, we have a dialogue. So I send you this your email, you respond back, then I send that, and then now we're having a conversation. When it's a long ass email like that, I be feeling like it'd be a one-sided conversation, and that people be talking to stuff. Because even going into respond, y'all, there's a 7-paragraph email. How do I respond back to a 7-paragraph email? Girl, in this email, you talking about Tom, Dick, Harry, pork chops, lamb chops, angels, demons, frying fish, traveling the world. Like, girl, do I dissect my responses and then go back and say, okay, well, in this paragraph, I'm gonna say, well, that's good, you want to travel the world. And then the next paragraph, well, it's also great that you're eating chicken. Like, girl, what? How do you respond to a 7-fucking-paragraph email? Like, adequately, y'all. How do you, let me Google this right now. I want to see am I doing too much? How the fuck do you respond to a 7-paragraph email with 50 motherfucking questions in it? Hello? Respectfully. And a bitch is not mad. I want to say that, by the way, too, because I was upset you'll be blocked. Hello? So let's ask Google. How do you respond to a 7-paragraph email with 50 million questions inside of it? Bam! Can we talk about it? It says that there is a way of doing it, but it says right here, responding to a multi-paragraph email containing numerous questions effectively requires a strategic approach focusing on organization, clarity, managing expectations. Unfortunately, girl, I don't have, listen. So allegedly, I don't have managing I guess I don't have clarity, organizing, and focusing T. That might be ADHD. Me personally, I think it's very disrespectful to send a multi-paragraph email. That's just me, unless it's business, and that meaning like where you're currently a client of mine and this is your only way of communicating. I could see that, but we're not doing business. You're not currently a client of mine. You're not under my guidance. I think it's very disrespectful to send a multi-paragraph. I would never do that. I would never do that, honey. at all. And I've even read people down in messages, and I still keep it to the point. Hi, I just want to let you know my concern, and I'm done. Girl, I can read you down and flip you a whole nother life in one paragraph. I don't need 20 messages to be like, hi, I just want to let you know that my mama came out of town. She called me a hoe. And then my sister came about. And then also 2 months ago, but it's like, girl, can we have a conversation on that? Can you book a consultation and we talk about it? Like, respectfully, honey. Like, what? Girl, this is a 40-minute email. And in a conversation, this would be 10 to 15 minutes over the phone. Hello? Respectfully. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Going back into the initial conversation. And I want to see, where am I at on time? Ooh, girl, it's already 30 minutes, girl. Ooh, girl. Okay. Let me try to make this quick. I'm that person, y'all, that I think that your word is bond. I'm that person that, of course, for business wise, and all of you guys could vouch for this. And of course I have a reason for it, but I don't feel like there's any good excuse for it. But y'all know we've done work together. We've done classes, we've done events, and I will say this and that. And then when it comes down to it, I'll probably revise it and do this and that. Or I'll tell you it's going to be 1 or 2 parts, and it being 5 or 6, 7, 8 parts. And of course, it's in that moment, you know, hey, I'm like, hey, let me ABCDFG. Or in that moment, I feel like we're doing things and then we're going another direction with this thing. So of course I will, kind of redo it, invent the direction. And that way, we all stay on course. And even sometimes I decide to omit some things like, hey, you know what? We were going to go into all this, but I feel like it's going to be a whole nother subject. So let me go in and take this one and do this. So we've done that. I think that's a little different. And of course, I'm not giving an excuse for that. I think that is a business thing. And of course, in business, things do change. I mean, some of you guys know who are business owners, who are, homeowners, who have their home remodeled and stuff, right? The contractor will come in and quote you $250,000, and before it's done, it's $1 million. Are you going to call this contractor a liar? Are you going to say they're a scammer? Are you going to say they're cheating you over because things have changed? No, because unfortunately, when they quoted you that price, they didn't know what it was going to look like once they got into it. So I think those words and those changing things are a little different. I also think that we have a right to change our minds when it comes to our peace, our sanity, and even priorities, because I've learned that as well. Honey, I'm going to prioritize. If Tuesday I was supposed to be hanging out with family and friends and business call me, because unfortunately hanging out with family and friends don't pay no bill. Hello? Unfortunately, hanging out with family and friends don't afford my lifestyle. It doesn't allow me to go out and spend money if I want to go get some romance by Ralph Lauren. The family and friendships ain't gonna cover that unless that family and friends gonna buy that for me. Hello? Unfortunately, but fortunately. Okay. And so if work calls me, I'm going to answer that work number. Hello? Can we talk about it? And so that's a little different to changing it up because of that, because you're prioritizing. Okay. The people who pay your bills, they are a priority, unfortunately. It's like work. Work is priority, girl. People have cut work. People have started to work late by other bullshit, and they lost their job and they become homeless, and they got to sleep on people's couches and shit. And they're like, well, my family don't love me because they didn't let me come sleep on their couch. Like, girl, first and foremost, I would have never called off work unless you have a sick baby. I would never call off work for no motherfucking family member just to hang out because the family member had a day off and it's the only time we can hang out. Sorry, not sorry. I would have never traveled and flew out and went to a whole nother fucking state or country because I have a relative who do. Like, I'm sorry, girl. Work is priority, honey. That's going to afford you your lifestyle. I mean, that's why a lot of people get in a certain state when they get older, and now they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're a little struggling because they were putting other things before their work life. Hello? Their productive life. So, bitch, egg on your face, respectfully. Okay. When something serious go down, and I want to tell y'all this because if I have a tingling, let's set the tone with this. People think that Madame Merkaba, people think that Mystic Persia People think that I, myself, me, myself, and I, the one who's talking now, play about being in tune with spirit. People think that I have to pull a card to read people. And I said I was going to start doing a certain thing when I come up on here, because a lot of people got to kind of see. I remember back in the day, there was this ratchet ass individual that got fucked up by spirit a couple of years ago. I don't know if y'all remember, but she's coming here and like danced around in the comment section and shit. And girl, when I got a one-on-one session with her, I was like, this is why she was doing that, because this bitch is batshit ass crazy. Okay. And she doesn't want to get her life together. And so either way, mom would be like, hey, y'all getting a reading time, come back and give us an update. And I might go, oh, the updates are in my inboxes, girl. Hello? The updates are in my inboxes. We need to, girl. We could put together emails and show y'all emails from people who could verify that's their email of readings and stuff. We're talking about internationally as well. We're talking about doing work over there in Dubai. We're talking about doing work over there in London. We're talking about doing work over there in Kosovo. We're talking about doing work over there in Hungary. Hello? We're talking about doing work over there in Vietnam. This is a whole nother country, and a bitch is doing work for them and they're getting their results. Can we talk about it? So I don't have to stoop down on peasant level to prove a point. If you believe and you tap in, ask your ancestors to say, is this bitch real? I don't gotta come out and hoop and holler and dance around like a circus monkey for you to know that I'm a motherfucking gifted and tapped in person. I don't gotta do that. If you believe, you believe. You don't, you don't. I will never come out here and fight anybody about who the fuck I am, because I don't have to do it. And I say that humbly. I don't have to offer spiritual work to get money and get my bills paid. I do it because this is my way of helping people. Honestly, this is my way of helping people. So either way, because I got a little sidetracked off this person, excuse me, pardon me. People think that I'm not tapped in, especially when it comes to dealing with people personally. I think that when I talk with you guys and I share my space and time with you all, just as you all, you should think this about yourself as well. Your time and your energy is valuable, because you can't get that back. You can't get your energy back, and you can't get your time back. The energy that is lost right now in this moment, in the next moment, it's done, it's lost. You cannot recuperate that energy. The energy that comes to you at a later time is a whole new energy. It's the renewal of energetic sources. Can we talk about it? It's not the same energy. When you go to bed at night, every night, you are renewing your energy. You're not refreshed. You're not gaining back the energy that you lost throughout the day. Can we talk about it energetically, scientifically? So when I'm sharing my space and energy with people, meaning that I consider you a close friend, a relative, or any of that, for my safety, I'm always scanning your energy. I know there's stories of like mothers killing their own babies. And if a mother can kill her own baby, or a mother could abort her own baby, or a mother could put her own baby up for adoption and not think twice about it, why would somebody who I did not come from, or they did not come for me, why would they not do me in? Why would they not set me up? Why would they not take me out? And these are things that I know as a human, but yet in tune person. I don't put nothing past anybody. Hello? It's I'm always scanning energy. I'm always in the space I'm in. I learned even going into certain places, there's a time and place for things, because baby, I know when I'm out and about and I'm in certain type of environments, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling like I gotta watch my back. So my hands are always free. I'm always having something within reach, like a weapon, just because I need to defend myself, right? And this is common sense, y'all. This is common sense. And we could say this is spiritual sense too, but it's common sense for me. So I will never put myself in a situation where now I'm even more weak and more vulnerable to be attacked. So like I said, I'm always scanning my environments. I'm always tapping into people that, and not to be nosy like, bitch, what they're over there doing when they're not with me? But bitch, are you planning to get me together? Are you planning my demise? Because as a monitoring spirit, the devil will have people go to you. The people that are working to get you what they call satanic headquarters will have people put in your life, and it be people that you don't even suspect it, to be there to watch you, monitor you, and make sure that you don't get into your business or your goals the way that you should get into it. So with all this being said, Madam Merkaba, Mystic Persia, Azalea, Mia, Tasmaya is a bitch that always walked by energetic vision. There's times where I doubted myself because people around me would say, girl, that shit ain't real. Girl, you can't do that. Girl, how could you know that? How could you see that? You could go. And I doubted myself, but I was 99.99% accurate on these situations. I was never wrong. Yeah, I've been robbed. I've been set up so I was almost going to be motherfucking taken off this motherfucking planet multiple times. And I said, oh, something's not right with this. And people, oh no, girl, you tripping, you being paranoid. And when a motherfucker showed up with the motherfucking machete to cut both our motherfucking throats, the motherfucker was like, wait, what? Wait, who? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, now you scared, motherfucker, huh? But I told you 20 minutes ago that there's something going on. I'm feeling something funny is going on here. Something is not right in this environment. There's something nasty about to take place. And you're just being paranoid. Right. And now we're both here looking stupid, about to lose our fucking life. Hello? So I'm saying all this to say, I feel like it's an assault. It's an insult to my intelligence, because I think that being spiritually in tune is an intelligence. If people don't want to say you're tapped into God, God don't talk to people, okay, let's take that back. Let's step out of the religious and spiritual context. I believe that it is a level of intelligence to be able to tap into some type of energy and to tell people past, present, and future situations and be accurate on it. Not just speculating, but accurate on it. So I know what I know. And me being how I am and where I'm at in my life right now is because of my spiritual intelligence. Because of my spiritual intelligence. So I feel like you insult my intelligence when I have a question, or you tell me something and I'm like, something ain't sounding right. And a lot of times I won't call people out on it. I'll let you tell me the story. And the first thing I get, bitch, is this person's lying. They're making shit up. I would still let you tell me the story because I would want you to like freely vent and hope that we can build some type of trust with each other. Because same thing with me, if I'm out here telling you anything about me, I don't want you shutting me down, because the minute you shut me down, baby, I'm never telling you anything again. So I'm feeling that each conversation is a way of us getting to know each other and to build some type of comfort with each other. And that's what it's about, us building comfort, right? When we're friends, when we're sisters, when we're co-workers, we don't have to be besties. We don't have to be close, but we have to still be secured and comfortable around each other. And that's what conversations create. That's why I love communicating. When people don't communicate accurately or effectively, I feel like they're hiding something. And so I feel like as well, when you insult my level of intelligence, or excuse me, this is why I feel like people would insult my intelligence. When you tell me something and I feel like it's a lie or something's being added onto it, and I know it, and I kind of either let you know or I kind of ask the question again, and you basically in that moment lie again, and then I'm like, fuck it, let me just come out and say it. Well, this is what I know it is, or this is what I feel like it is. And then now you're being honest about what it is. At this point, I'm going to think everything up until this point that I assumed or that I thought about you or any situation you've told me was accurate and true. And what that means is everything you've told me about you is now a figment of my imagination. It is a story that was told because of now, if this was a serious situation, you lied about this because of whatever reason. Because for me personally, and I told y'all this, I tell everyone I know personally, if something you're going to tell me that you don't want my honest feedback about, if something you're going to tell me you don't want my honest opinion about, do not tell me. Because there's things I do, there's things that I've been through that I don't share with people. You know why? Because I don't want to have to read you the fuck down because you're giving me your nasty ass opinion that I did not ask for. But I know it's human nature to do that. So I'd rather not tell you about it. So that way you won't give me this unsolicited ass opinion and we get into a fight about it. And so people know this about me, y'all. And like I said, when I ask a question, and this has been happening a lot to me this year, y'all, where it's like, damn, is it meant for me not to deal with people anymore personally? Like, it really had me question this year, y'all. And I know that's not the answer, but it really had me question because it's been like people that I love that I knew my whole life lied to me this year. It's people that I've knew for a very long time lied to me this year. It's people that I knew for within the past 10 years lied to me this year. And I'm just like, what's up with all these people lying? And I already know the fucking answer. That's why I asked the question. Because I'm like, something is not right. Something ain't adding up. Something is not connecting. Something feels like stagnant. What's going on? And for them to tell you partially the story and or, well, I'm not going to tell the full story because I'm ashamed. Well, why tell me the story then? Because I can help you get your shit back. I can help you. I'm not going to give you the money to buy your new shit. Why tell me the story then? If you don't tell me the story, I'm not going to know the story. And we can keep it pushing. Because there's things that I've dealt with, that I deal with, that I don't share with people. Because like I said, I don't want your opinion. I don't need you to give me feedback because you cannot help me in that situation. And so I feel disrespected, and I feel like without people telling you that we're not as close as you think we are, I feel like that's what it is. And I feel like I could never trust somebody 100% once I see that something serious you lied about. Now, if you tell me a white lie because you don't want me to ask, if that is the case, you don't want me to ask for money, or you don't want me to, ask you for anything. So you're like, oh, this is all I got. Hey, I'm a little struggling. I can see that. But y'all, when you start lying about like livelihood, when you start lying about like, robbery and, all this other stuff, it's like, but why? And then if it really was to go down, you think I would jump to your defense? You think I would jump to your safety? Because if you lied about that, how do I know that you're lying about this? How do I not know that I'm not going to put my life and my safety on the line to defend somebody who set it up? And I'm going to tell you this too. I'm so blessed, and it's unfortunately because people have lost their lives in this process. But I will forever be grateful for family and friends who are no longer here, who have circumstances happen to them. And me knowing about their loss and how they lost, it equipped me with knowing that people could set you up, knowing that people could fuck you up, knowing that things could happen to you, even from those who you love and trust. Can we talk about it? And of course, I won't go too deep into it, but I have like family, friends who have lost their lives, to being set up by lovers, being set up by friends. I have people who, going into like party line stuff. I used to call party lines a lot. I know people who was pregnant and almost lost their life, but lost their baby's life because they met up with people off these, apps who just was like, my intention is go over here and fuck some shit up. And so I'm like, for me, I have a level of experience. I have a level of seasoning that I already know when something doesn't sound right to me. I already, like I said, my guards are kind of up. So I can say this is like a spiritual intuition, or this is just me knowing similar situation. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Because I know what that energy is like. But like I said, at that point, I just feel like people lose me. Like, not 100%, but I could never trust you 100%. I could never trust you 100% because you took my time and my energy, and you also, you had me worried. If it is a situation of you potentially, losing your job, losing your house, losing your car, you're having me say, oh, I feel sorry for this person. Let me help this person out as much as I can. And then coming to find out you didn't need me. You just thought you saw this as an option. And you were like, yeah, I can get help for this person. Let me do it. Versus being honest and saying, hey, I don't need the help, but I need to save what I got, and I need a little bit of assistance. Bingo. I like honesty, y'all. But I'm going to lie, and I'm going to tell my daughter, I'm going to tell my friend that I need this amount of money, or is this going to happen? Then when they send it, all of a sudden, like, I'm going to spend this on other shit, or maybe there's other people I'm going to help out. Like that, I don't like being lied to, y'all. I don't like being lied to, especially when I know what it is. Like, within the first 10 seconds of the story, I'm like, no. I'm seeing it play out right now. I'm a visual person, y'all. I can see, and people say clairvoyant and all that stuff. I don't get too lost in those words. When people are telling me stories, the words are turning into pictures for me. I'm seeing the illustration. And when it doesn't make sense in the visual, I'm like, wait a minute, this person got to be lying. Something ain't connecting. And like I said, I will ask the question on top of that. And they will, sometimes even continue to lie. Sometimes they will come out and say, okay, let me be honest with you. At that point, you don't lose me. At that point, you don't lose me. There's hope for rekindling, because I'm like, well, maybe they did lie because they felt whatever. But baby, if the story is asked 3 separate times and you lied all 3 separate times, and I have to come out and have to say, this is what I think happened. And now you're like, well, yep, that's it. Yep. And I'm like, wait, what? You're like, yep, that. At that point, baby, I'm almost going to cry, because I'm like, baby, so I knew and you were calling me a liar, or you were calling me dumb? And then it makes me question all the other situations. So in this situation, was that lied up too? Because I felt something was wrong with that situation. And then when you said this story, something wasn't making sense with that neither. So you're making that up too. It's just like everything has a funniness to it. And now I know why, because your character is the funny person. And y'all, even going into this situation that I dealt with, I should have kind of, and like I said, I don't love these people even less. I don't love someone who knew me my whole life less. I don't love the person I've known for, a long, long time, a little more than half of my life, less. I don't love the person I've known within a decade less. But, or add on to additional to the trust. And you can love without trust, but the trust is not 100% there. The trust is not 100% there. Because like I said, I feel like you slapped me. That's a slap in the face. I feel like if I said something is funny or I felt something was off at that moment, you knowing me as the person that I am, and I think everyone who knows me know that I'm spiritually gifted. I think that everyone who knows me personally is aware of me being spiritually gifted. So it took a lot of planning and intentional hiding and lying to be like, well, let me not tell them the whole truth. And maybe they won't know. No, I know, babe. I know. And like I tell people, maybe I need to start testing people's water. Maybe when I interact with people, I need to start immediately going into a reading. Maybe I need to just tap in for 30 seconds to go into it and say, boo, 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 and then keep on talking about what I'm talking about. And so that way they can gag to let them know that I'm not the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. Because baby, what you're not going to do is call me a fool. What you're not going to do is make it seem like I don't know what I know. And it's not for clout. And it's not for financial gain. It's about me knowing that people don't believe in what they say they believe in. It's about me knowing that people doubt their own belief system. People doubt their own origin. And when somebody is not sure about who and what they are, they create a figment of who they think they are. And that figment side of them start lying. That figment side of them start lying. And we know that when we are in a traumatic, stressful situation, we fragment ourselves. Hello? We fragment ourselves to protect ourselves. This is human nature, y'all. When you are, if you want to be somebody like Britney Spears, somebody who has multiple personalities and stuff, go through multiple traumatic experiences. When people are put through traumatic experiences and they haven't got help, because I really feel like some trauma require, because we're going to blame it on the trauma and not the person. I really think that some trauma is a lifelong healing. People can say all day long, I got over it. I experienced it. I got therapy for 1 or 2 times. I got over it. No, some experiences, girl, you got to get therapy for the rest of your life. Some experiences you got to get for the rest of your life, babe. You got to go for the rest of your life. And that's not the girl. I mean, hey, just like you could pop your meds every day, all day, why you can't go to therapy every day? That's in my mind, I don't understand that. But like I said, that's not my concern or my business. But it is the trauma that fragments these people. and the fragmented side of them, or a fragmented aspect of them, got them lying. And so at this point, I'm like, damn. So have I ever known the real person? Or is this just layers of the fragments that I've got to know because they want to protect who they really are? Because baby, you can't hide from me. Hello? I want to let y'all know, y'all. Madam Merkaba, Mystic Persia, whoever y'all see me as, whatever you see me as. I see you. I see you. I see all of you. And even in all of that I see in you, even all in that imperfection, even within all that nastiness, even with all that sinfulness, the mark that is missed, I still love you. I still respect you. I still accept you. You don't have to be anything you're not for me to accept you or to like you or to befriend you. Hello? You don't have to put on. Because even in the first stage or first moment of me knowing something wasn't right, I still said this person still has a good heart, or these people got a good heart. Clearly, that's why we're still cool. But the human side of me does not like when people insult my intelligence. The human side of me does not like when people, and I would say kind of let down. When you know you feel your feel, and they're like, no, it's not that. And you're like, wait a minute. And then you find out it is. So it's like, damn, so everything else was what I thought it was. And I'm okay with that because that's your business, not mine. And if you want to, live a life full of lies, because eventually you'll start forgetting your own lies, then that's your business. But for me to trust you 100%, yeah. I understand why some people don't tell you the full story, y'all, but it's like, girl, why though? Why? I mean, why even tell the story then? Why? Is it just, are you wanting to manipulate? Is that a manipulation tactic? Let me manipulate the minds of the people? Because girl, when I love people and I care for people and they go through things, I'm ready to fight that war with them. Hello? I'm ready to go down into the strategy room and say, we need to come up with this, and that, da. But when I start seeing that I'm more concerned about your problem than you are, that's when I'm like, wait a minute. So this is all a lie. And that's what I'm moving with, y'all. 2026 is me knowing what I know and me moving the way that I move. And I don't care if people get offended by it. I'm going to call shit out for what it is, and we're going to keep it pushing. If somebody comes to me and say, hey, I need your help because this and that, bitch, if I know it's a lie, I'm going to flat out say, no, bitch, no, you're just doing that because you're trying to save or you're trying to this and that. And girl, hello, respectfully. No, you're asking for help because you're trying to help that person because that person needs help and they don't got nobody else to go to. So you're going to come to me for help because I'm not going to help them. I'm going to help you. And that's how you're going to, 2026, that's what we're doing. And there's going to be moments where people are not going to be able to reach me. Because I ain't going to lie, I'm a little ticked off. I ain't gonna lie about it. I'm a little ticked off. That's the human side of me. I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little peed off. It's like slapping me in the fucking face. It's like saying, bitch, bitch, fuck you. It's like spitting on me, girl. Excuse me? The audacity. And don't let it be a situation where they're lying to you to get help from you. So wait a minute. So you slapping me and you taking my helping hand? Does that make sense to y'all? You slapping me and you gonna take my helping hand? But it's okay, because I know that my blessings are coming. It's okay, because I give my all with people. I'm honest with people. I'm truthful with people. I tell you what it is. I tell you how it is. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not afraid of losing people because of my honesty. I like to be able to sleep at night. I told y'all this years ago, and I continue to say this. I'm somebody that was on paper considered depressed. I was somebody on paper considered manic depressed, extreme anxiety. I used to bite my nails. I used to pull my own hair out my head. Hello? That's how stressful I used to be. I used to shake and pat myself. When I was in a situation that was traumatizing and or that overwhelmed me, I wanted to minimize myself. I would be talking to myself, y'all. I would zone out. Ooh, girl, this is a scary situation. But through my own help, through the help of my spiritual connection, through the help of my, what I'm going to call the Holy Spirit. That's not my story. I don't have to drink, smoke, or fuck to relieve my anxiety. I don't have to drink, smoke, or fuck to relieve my stress. I don't have to eat to relieve my stress. I have no problems going to bed at night. And like I said, I'm not bringing it on to anybody else. I'm just saying, I did not get help from any type of substance to get myself out that hole. And it's work. It's the easy way out to say, I'm stressed the fuck out. Let me go smoke a joint. I'm stressed out. Let me go pop a pill. That's the easy way out. It's work to work through stressful environments. It's work to work through overwhelming experiences and still come out with your head on your motherfucking shoulder. And that's why I stand on it. People who are depressed and people who do fuck the shit, oh, he was depressed, he lost his mind. These are still conscious choices, or these are demonic influences. It's one or the other. Ain't no, that's his mental illness. No, bitch, it's the demonic possession, or it is the fucking, it's them constantly doing it. Because I've been at my lowest, girl, and I never thought about taking nobody out. I've been at my lowest, and I never thought about, oh, today I'm going to Walmart and I'm gonna explain everybody up in there. I've been at my lowest, and I never had in my mind, oh, today I'm gonna go get in my car, I'm gonna run everybody over that I see. I even been in a situation where I was in danger, and I never said, let me get in my motherfucking car and run this motherfucker over. That's not how my mind works. Even in my depression, even in my extreme anxiety, my thing wasn't, let me go get this. So it's like, girl, we need to start making excuses for people. You're in the position you're in, and the cope mechanism that you choose is what you choose to do. That's not everybody's story. That's what you choose to do. And I love it when people are going through anxiety and they're going through things like that, and you're telling them, well, I know this what actually works. And I'm like, well, that didn't work for me. Like, girl, well, two things for sure that I know that helps with anxiety and depression is going outside and getting fresh air, and also being productive. When you're not productive and you're not going outside to live your life, you do feel you do feel overwhelmed. You do feel anxious. You do feel like ooh. And that is the key to your healing, is going out and being productive, doing what you do and love doing what you do. And that's what keeps your depression at bay. And also going into dieting and stuff too, that also helps out. But when you over here doing things that throws off your chemicals or your energetic bodies, and you're also not exercising, you're not getting out to see the world, or you're not out here, socializing, yes, these things are going to creep up more. You're going to have higher depression. Oh, you don't know, like I said, girl, listen, the only thing I probably cannot speak on is postpartum. And I'm going to say, I probably can't speak on that because I've never felt that personally. But extreme depression, where you have your very, very low days where you just thinking about death. And then having your extreme highs where you're like, ooh, I love life. Bitch, that was me. As a teenager, that was me. Up until my early adult years, that was me. Hello? And there was no suicide hotline. Hello? So, bitch, I would know what works and what doesn't work. Been there, done that. Bitch, been there, done that. But we're going to make excuses, and I know that too. When people don't want to change and they want to make excuses, well, this is what it is. These are usually the ones that are going to lie to you. These are usually the ones that are going to give you fake ass stories to get you to like them and trust them. And that's what I'm learning. People who have issues and saying, I want to go out and get help for these issues. I want to change my depression. Let me go get help from a therapist to change my depression. People, and not medicated. We're talking about that people are going to say, well, you need to work out 3 days a week, because it's proven that working out changes your mental structure. It is proven that exercising, sweating causes your body to change its whole chemical balance. Hello. It is a proven fact when you're taking multivitamins and eating properly, your body is supplied with the things that it needs, including your brain. So show me somebody who works out, who eats the right foods, who supplement their vitamins and nutrients, and they're still depressed. And then I would say, okay, I believe that. But that's where it's at for me. People who make excuses for their life, living their life the best way they can. These are the ones that have no problem lying to you about anything. And that's one thing about me, y'all. Like I've said shit to people to protect myself, but it wasn't serious shit. It wasn't serious shit. I didn't make up no lies about being in danger. I didn't make up no lies about being robbed. I didn't make up no lies about being almost sexually assaulted. I didn't make up no lies about being almost taken off this fucking planet just to get sympathy. Because that right there, that's manipulation. For me to sit here and be like, I was almost taken off this planet and hope that people are going to cry and sympathize with me. Girl, that's manipulation. I'm not telling my story to get people to cry for me. I'm not telling my story to get people sympathy and pity for me. I'm telling my story to say, bitch, I've been through something and I came up on the other side victoriously. My victimizer will never have that power. That's why I'm honest and direct about my stories. I don't share it because I want you to say, oh, poor her. Oh, poor this person. Oh, this person been through a lot. Oh, this is just so sad. How does this person survive it? It's not my story to tell you for you to like it and believe it. It's for me to help to probably potentially motivate you. Like, honey, you can go through this and make it out on the other side. This don't have to be the end of your story. This don't have to be the end of your story, babe. And that's why I'm telling you the story. I don't need you to sympathize with me. Like I said, I'm not a manipulator. Okay? But that shit right there, that's some cold work, girl. Manipulation, that's some cold ass work right there. Like, let me play with this person emotionally. Let me manipulate them mentally to get them to believe me. And it's like, girl, I didn't. You probably... You probably thought I did. And even as a backup, and I'm not being funny, because y'all, when things don't sound right to me, and this is my way of doing it, because of course when I say I told you so, or I say, hey, I knew this, and they'll be like, girl, you lying. You just saying it right now because I'm telling you. No, I tell somebody, and I may not tell the person the name, but I'll say, hey, I know this person who blah, 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 and they told me this, but I think this happened. And so I told another friend about it when I got the story, and I was like, honey, well, allegedly someone I know got this is that, da, 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 da. But I really think this happened, and they're thinking that I'm stupid, but I know what it is because I saw it in them. Like, y'all, and I'm not going to say this, and I'm going to be done. I'm not going to say, like, because, girl, let's take off the spiritual stuff. I'm not going to say that I had a premonition on certain things when people tell me stuff, like, I see how the story going to play out. But we're going to say, I see the story unfold. I see the story unfold down the line. So when I see somebody and I see how they act and how they behave, I can see how this is going to turn out. Like, so if they're down to get the low-hanging fruit, they're down to have the low-hanging fruit holla at them. Me, myself, and I may not be the prettiest. I may not be the most passable woman of this particular experience. But y'all, I'm not dealing with low-hanging people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to deal with a man. I'm not going to deal with a man that's unemployed. I'm not going to deal with a man that ain't got no goals, ain't got no dreams, ain't got no ambition. I'm not going to deal with no man that ain't got no priorities in his life. And even going into the sense of, well, right now I don't have a car, but I'm still down to meet with you. Bitch, when I don't have my car is in the shop, whatever, girl, baby, I'm sorry, honey. It's not in my mind to say, well, let me go hang out. Like, girl, prioritize your shit. So I'm like, in my mind already, like, girl, I don't deal with that. So like I said, when I see people, like, I'm like, I already know how things are going to fall because the energies you deal with, and even going into insecurity. And of course, like I said, I'm not clowning anybody or anything. I'm just saying, I do know how we feel about ourselves. We do attract that energy to us no matter what we do. It's kind of like a woman with surgery. You have a surgery, your son is going to still come out looking like you before your surgery. Hello? Your son and daughter, these people are still going to come out looking the way they look before you did your surgeries. So it's like, when you have children, are you going to show them who you really are? Or you're gonna act make it seem like you've always looked like this done done. The same thing with that. Girl, you can put makeup on, you can do your hair, you can put the most expensive lashes on, you can put you can put all these labels on you. In the inside, you are still that low vibrational fruit that you're trying to escape with these labels and all this other shit. You're still that same energy. And of course, this is just an example. You're still that energy that you think you are, not low hanging fruit, but you think you're low hanging, you're going to attract low hanging. So you're still this insecure ass person that you think that you are. And this is why you overdo it. Cause bitch, with or without that, girl, and we just talk about with me, and like I said, I'm not putting anybody else in this, but baby, I go out and I just try to be bare and basic. Because I'm like, baby, if you can accept me my bare and basicness, honey, then I know that, girl, you also understand that, baby, when the time is right, you put on. You also know when the time is right, you put on. So baby, I'm not going to be out here showing my diamonds and pearls, casting my pearls and diamonds in front of the enemies, or what they say with swine. Honey, if I'm going to be hanging out with swine, I'm going to present myself as swine. Bitch, you're not going to get no $50,000 bag. You're not going to get no, I'm not going to come out and be dropping because that's not what you do. And I don't want to look like I'm showing you down. I want to make it seem like I'm like flashing and shit. So baby, I'm going to dress like you. I'm going to be this basic ass person. And there's no shade with that. Now, if I had, friends, and I do have friends that have taste, that have taste in their stuff. And they're like, let's go hang out. Then I'm going to feel like, okay, well, let me also step my shit up. Let me zoos my shit up. But just for the sake of it, like, girl, I'm not gonna be a target. I'm not gonna be a red flag. I'm not gonna be, girl, like, let me see what the fuck this person got going on, and they look like they can. I can borrow money from them, so let me act like I like them. Like, girl, no. I want you to see me at my lowest, so you're like, well, I'm down to help this bitch out, or we're on the same level. But I notice I don't track particular energy to me because I present myself in a certain way. If I went out presenting myself in another way because my attitude is rich, because my attitude is rich, bitch, they'd be like, oh, I can get something from this bitch. Let me holler. Right. And then, girl, I invite you to my house, my whole fucking house will be cleared out. Can we talk about it? So that's where I'm at with that, y'all. I kind of went into it. I'm still kind of stunned. I'm kind of, step back. I'm just like, girl, I don't understand that. People partially telling stories, people telling stories just to get sympathy. Like, girl, like, girl, I'm not ashamed of, girl, listen, if I decided to prostitute or anything that I may be ashamed of doing, because I would be ashamed to be a prostitute. Can we talk about it? If something happens to me and I got to tell you the story, I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to say, well, this is actually what happened. This is how it happened. I'm not going to jump straight to it. Oh my God. I couldn't, oh my God, I was so concerned and then I'm like, wait, what? And then people are like, what would happen? I got robbed. And they stole my purse, my bag, my phone, and they stole my keys too. And they also moved my car. And it's just like, wait, what? Girl, I don't want to think about it, girl, because that's manipulation right there. That's some satanic ass work right there. That's some demonic ass work right there, girl. To be like, I'm not gonna tell this person the whole story. I'm gonna tell them just a piece of it. And like I said, y'all, this happened with 3 people this year. And I'm not joking. So I know Spirit is telling me these are the 3 people that you need to move with differently in 2026. 3 fucking lies. Like, one person lost their job. I'm not gonna get into the stories, but somebody I know lost their job. And they were like, yeah, I lost my job because blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, ooh, this doesn't sound right. And I'm like, well, can you walk me through the story? Because something ain't sounding right. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it need to click in me. And so they tell me the story again. I'm like, no, this is not sounding right. And I'm like saying, like, girl, there's no way that they're going to like hide something from me. Right. This is what I'm telling myself. Well, now I'm knowing, girl, you can't put nothing past anybody. I'm like, girl, there's no way they're going to lie to you about that. They're going to be honest. And I'm just having this dialogue with myself. So I asked them one more time, y'all. And on the 3rd time, they were like, okay, this happened, that happened, this happened. And it's like, bingo. So this is why you got fired. You didn't get fired because they were picking on you because you were this or that. You got fired because you fucked up. Well, I don't think it was because that. Well, I'm telling you, that's what it is, because you just told me this story. So unless something ain't clicking with you, that's how you got fired, babe. And that's it. There's no sadness about it. You got fired because this happened, babe. Sorry. That's why I got fired. Though. They just didn't bully you or pick on you. You got fired because you broke the rules. That's it. Going to the other person. Can I have a little? Okay, what you need? Well, I need this. Okay, well, you know what? I'll let you know by Friday. Okay, because I have bills I had to pay. Girl, my car was getting repaired and shit. Okay, bitch. The next day. Well, do you have this amount of money because I got invited to this party and blah blah? And I said, honey. Didn't I already say that I'll let you know on Friday because I got bills I got to pay and I got things I got to do. And I'm sorry, babe, we don't do that. Okay. And then on that day, hey, can you cash at me this? Bitch, I must have caught that phone. And as soon as they picked up, oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Like, I was confused. Oh, no, it's okay. I already asked my sister. You asked your sister what? I asked my sister. And I'm like, yeah, because I was trying to figure out what is going on. And then I'm seeing this, y'all, while we're talking. I'm like, oh, she's asking for this person. She know I don't fuck with this person. She's asking this person. She's asking me for money to help this person. And y'all, months went by. All of a sudden, we had a conversation. And they told me, yeah, because now that this person's around, blah, blah, blah. And I said, wait a minute, who's around? And they like, don't say nothing. But I said, oh, I ain't going to say nothing because I don't talk to them. But this is what's going on. So because that's what's going on, don't ask me for help. I can't even help. I'm not even going to help you with a little bit. You need help, girl. You need to call AC Loans or something, girl. You need to call the bank and go get a loan out of the bank, girl. I can't help you, babe. Sorry, honey, because I'm not helping no dragon face ass, rude ass, disrespectful ass motherfucker who don't give a fuck about me or respect me, baby. That's not gonna happen, bitch. Hello, I'm not dumb. Okay, bitch, you be dumb and you do this shit. Okay, because motherfucker don't like you neither. Anyway, and then the last person. Oh my God. This got taken, that got taken, boo boo. And I'm like, oh, this is so unfortunate. I was like, damn, like I'm really in this situation. Like, this is like fucked up. And then I'm like, wait a minute. But I'm seeing this happen. I'm like, that doesn't make sense though. And then even when I'm telling a story, they're like, no, it wasn't a neighbor. And then that's when I said, oh, they're lying to me. Bingo. When it came out their own mouth, it wasn't a neighbor. I said, oh, this is a lie. Bingo. This is a lie then. So they know who took their shit. Bam. So I let it go. Because I said, well, if they knew, they would tell me that. Okay, whatever. So then they're telling the story again. But then it's like, well, I caught, and I'm like, wait, no, that doesn't sound right though, because they wouldn't tell you that. They legally cannot give you that type of advice. That doesn't make sense. They legally cannot tell you that because they can, like, girl, like they can lie to you. An officer can lie and tell you that you're not under arrest and they can arrest you. So it's like, no, honey, no, bitch, that's a setup. And then after revisiting the story, I was like, this is a lie. This is a made up situation. This person's telling me the story to hide the real reason of what went on. And I'm willing to bet that this is something, and y'all, this is playing out. This is somebody that they met, that they personally invited in, and the person got away with the tea. And I'm seeing even the person, y'all. So I asked them the story. I said, yeah. I said, what happened again? How did you know? What? And then they're telling the story again. And I'm like, lie. And so I let it go. And then y'all, on the fourth time, they were even going to start lying again. And I said, oh, well, baby, this is my time to say it. Because they lied 3 times. And girl, this is the 4th lie. And they still going to be lying. They know. And I'm sure they know that I know they lying. So I said, well, this is what I think. And that's how I use the words I use exactly was, this is how I think it went down. Because I was going to say, this is how I think it really went down. You actually made up, blah, blah, blah. And then right there, they come out and say, because that is what happened. And I was like, what happened? Well, this what happened and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I knew it because, bitch, your common sense, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we're going to say common sense wise. It didn't make sense to me. Like, girl, hello? So I'm like, girl, it is what it is, girl. We're keeping it pushing, girl. 2026, we know what the energy is. And like I said, it is what it is, girl. I still love my people, still love my 3 people that either told me partial story, didn't tell, was just trying to get me to manipulate me into taking a side or sympathize with them, girl. I still love them. I still respect them. But trust them, I wouldn't trust them to tell me a story. I wouldn't trust their eyes on anything. I wouldn't trust their visuals. Hey, did you witness this too? Yes, I did witness it. Well, what did the man look like? I wouldn't trust that they'll tell me the whole truth. Especially if they know the motherfucker. They might lie and say it was an orange man and it was a fucking black man. Hello? They might lie and say, well, it wasn't my niece and it was their niece because they want to protect their niece. So at that point, I don't trust any fucking thing you say. And the saddest part about it is something really bad might happen and I'm not gonna trust that. Like I'm listen, and I know things, but because I know you like to lie, I'm like, well, maybe they need to live maybe they need to live the lie that they've been telling. Honey, maybe they need to really experience some type of tea. That's it, honey. Let me see who's up in there. Is anybody up in there? Nobody up in there. Okay, okay, gotta go. Love and light. Two spiritmixes.blogspot.com, y'all. Okay, and 28spiritmixes@gmail.com. I gotta go. Thank you for the writing, y'all. Thank you for allowing me to babble and say my little tea, girl. I'm telling y'all right now, girl, y'all need to step into your truth, the light, and the whole truth, y'all. And y'all need to stop trying to please people. People pleasing. See, people pleasing will have you out here lying to people, making people think, well, I don't want them to think that I'm even less than the person I am. Girl, who gives a fuck, girl, if she think that you're less than? Girl, what? Like the fuck? What's going on here, girl? And we know it's trauma. Seek help. Get help, y'all. And I can tell y'all that. Help yourself so you can be a good friend. You can be a good sister. You can be a good brother. You can be a good auntie. You cannot be good friends, good this, good that, being partially or being broken. It cannot happen. So now I'm going to start asking people in 2026, can I see your therapist papers? You can cover up your therapist's name, but I need to see that you've been in, or you can show me your Rolodex. I need to see that you've been in some type of therapy session, especially you are of color or of a particular sexual experience. Because, baby, something is not right in the spirit. Something is not right. If you've been, oh, I got over it. I forgot about it. It wasn't that serious to me. No, no, no. You still think about it because you bring up the story. It has a energetic feel to it. When you being somebody who's hypersensitive, when you're telling me a story, I'm feeling the emotions. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling if you're hiding something. I'm feeling if you're not telling the whole truth and whole. And like I said, all this comes up because of how you're feeling energetically. So I love when people say, read my energy. What are you sensing? Oh, I love those type of readings. Because baby, oh really? Well, I'm seeing here that you're very sexually promiscuous. I'm seeing here that, wait a minute. Ooh, you had sex with your husband's brother? And they be gagging. Like, wait, what? How would you know that? I'm telling you what I'm feeling energetically, girl. You could validate it or you could unvalidate it. It doesn't matter because it doesn't take away the truth. You girl, you're telling me this, and this is the energy that I'm feeling, that you're very sexually open and blah 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 blah. And what made you ask this energetic question? Well, I would just want to know because you need clarity because you don't know what this outcome is going to be. And that's what's going on. So it's like, girl, be honest, girl. Who gives a fuck, girl? You lose friends, you lose family, girl. Who cares, girl? You're going to die by yourself eventually anyway. Who cares? Girl, there's 8 billion people in this planet. Wouldn't you rather be surrounded by people who love you, support you, respect you, regardless of your imperfections and sinful ways? Hello? I know I would. 8 billion people, y'all. I don't want to be stuck seeing, oh, girl, like a fish tank, girl. You grew up in one place and that's all you know. You know people only from that one place. Like, girl, what? Get out and live your life. Get out and tap into spirit. Get out and claim your authoritative energy. Get out and claim your domain. Get out and be who the fuck you are. And like I said, don't apologize to who you are with harm to none. You're not out here maliciously harming people. Who cares if you're gay? Who cares if you're bi? Who cares if you're trans? Who cares you're a crip of blood? Who cares about that? Girl, unless if you're harming people, you should care. But if you're not, girl, who cares? Like I said, I don't give a fuck, girl. Call me this and that. I don't care. You're not going to change who I am because of your opinion. Girl, you're not going to move my spirit in differently because you think that what I am and who I am is disgusting. That's okay. Because I'm sure there's things about you that I would think that's disgusting too. But it's not going to change you. That's who you are. So stop trying to people please, y'all. Honestly, girl, that is the most irritating thing to me, girls, when I see people please, like, I don't want to be judged. Well, don't talk about it then. I don't want people to think anything bad about me. But why would that matter though? Because they're thinking bad about you. Even the ones that be like, I like her, she's cool. You don't think they're like, ooh, she came here yesterday, and girl, that wig was looking so mad at. You don't think they doing that? You don't think in their mind they thinking shit like, ooh, this bitch thinks she the shit right now, huh? She probably just finished sucking some dick. Hello? You don't think these things cross their mind? Because it does. I want to say that it does cross their mind. They are very much aware of who, what, when, why, and how. They're just not telling you. So why walk around thinking about what? Oh, girl, that would be a lot for me, girl. I'm sorry. I would definitely have anxiety and losing my mind, worrying about people thinking about me and how they're going to perceive me and all that. Oh, girl, we got to get over that, girl. Eventually, honey. 5 years old, 6 years old, I can see you caring. 35, 45, 55, 65, you still worrying about people thinking about you. Oh, I don't want to come across as a bitch. Who cares? People still think you're a bitch, girl. There's people that don't even know you that think you're a bitch because you're black. Or they don't know, or they think you're a bitch because you're gay, or they think you're a bitch because whatever. Girl, who cares? You can't please everybody, girl. Like, girl, what do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you think you're a bitch? Do you think you're no, I don't. Exactly. That's all that matters. What do you think about yourself? And how are you presenting yourself to people? The fuck? Anyway. Bye for now, y'all. Love and truth, love and light. Protect the children. I'm going to keep saying that. Protect the children. Okay. Hello.